What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show.
Alright, guys. Last topic of the day here. We got to talk about what happened on Friday. So, I have mixed feelings about Friday. I know if people saw my short, because my short's been doing pretty good. It got about over 2,500 views. About The Rock coming back, or Hollywood Rock is back, right? And when I first initially saw it, that's what I thought. That's what I felt, at least, right? And then I was watching it over, and I said, something ain't sitting right with me on certain things, and it's not negative things. I wonder how like the storyline is going to go, or what they're doing, but I wanted to give me and you thoughts about it, and I also want to say because I've had some people in the comments of some of my videos talk about The Rock, and I've been very passionate about The Rock. Y'all called me a Cody crybaby, but that's the story I wanted. And I'm going to address this because somebody I actually had a couple people say, so you going to keep that same energy for when The Rock did the pivot? So, here's the thing. I think, in my short, I think The Rock for the pivot. I'm glad The Rock has turned himself into a heel, and now has made Mania more interesting. From Jump Street, I do not have a problem with The Rock. I'm a fan of The Rock's. I have no problem with that man. I have no problem with him coming back and want to wrestle Roman Reigns. I have no problem with him coming back and want to wrestle. Anytime you get a Rock on your show, you have a good show. It's The fucking Rock. However, I still use that analogy that was used on the Cosby Show when Vanessa brought Dabness in to meet her parents. Do you remember that episode, Q-Flow? Okay. When you have something that you really like, like he said, the steak dinner and the crispy potatoes and the gravy and the potato and all that stuff, and you put it on a trash can lid, and you say, eat this, it's how you serve it to me.
Right.
That's the problem. And a lot of people who are Rock fans or who are mad that this match has changed, I'm like, yo, any other day, I feel you, but not on this day. It's like I said, another analogy I was using was when you go and you're in a 5-star restaurant and the food is slapping and you eating and you've been waiting on this the reservation line for months. We got some of these restaurants like that. You got to put it in months in advance. And you finally get there. Now, say me and Q-Flow out there eating. Now, Q-Flow, what is your favorite food? Or what do you like to eat? I'm not talking about a 5-star restaurant. What's your favorite food, like, no matter who bring it to you?
Some ribs.
Some ribs. Okay, cool. Now, imagine we had this 5-star restaurant. We had this thing booked for months. We look. Okay, for example, if you're up here for Chima, right? Yeah. You've been Chima before, right, Q-Flow?
No, sir.
Okay, damn.
I know the concept.
Okay. The steak is good. The food is popping there. And you sitting there, you eating, you like, we finally made it. We're having a good time, and somebody comes up to you talking about some, hey, Q-Flow, here go a plate of ribs. You're like, well, I love ribs, but I'm eating right now. I've been waiting for this meal for a while. I love the ribs, but I don't want them right now. You see what I'm saying? That's what The Rock was. The Rock came in when we already had a storyline. The Rock came in when we already had things in place. The Rock came in when we already had things set up in Cody's favor, even to the damn video game, and he messed all that up. That's not how The Rock should be treated. That's not how the storyline should be treated. So yeah, I'm pissed about that. Because I wanted to be that way. I'm invested in Cody's story. And The Rock, for him, The Rock just to come back with no build. The only build you have is you made a tease about the tribal chief, and you want to sit on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not enough build for the Rock and Roman Reigns to have the biggest Mania matchup. So when he does the pivot and he goes and becomes a heel, I'm good with that now. Because now I want to see where this is going. Because after Friday, he comes out in his $500 shirt where he says, well, I have arms now, and just ripped the sleeves off that son bitch, and now it's sleeveless. And he comes out and he hits all the greatest hits. He talks about, people in Utah and how they have their 50 wives and their, 1,100 kids and all that stuff like that. But I can also tell that The Rock legitimately, in his promo, what they call a work shoot, he's hurt by this. In his mind, he is serious when he said, y'all had the biggest main event in y'all hands and y'all flushed it down the toilet. He meant that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay for him to feel that, because I believe in his mind, he feels that this was the biggest main event in WrestleMania history. Maybe. I mean, I still think Cena and Rock was bigger than this. To be honest with you. But I'm saying, I understand what he's saying. But I think it was a little bit more of a work shoot on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. And he's not 100% Hollywood Rock, because trust me, it's hard to get back there. It's not 2003 like Prime said. So I understand that. But there's a couple of things that I had realized that you brought to my attention, that the internet has brought to my attention. I was thinking for myself that if they do it this way, I think Dwayne comes out better than he would have been just pushing Cody to the side and going in the match with Roman Reigns. I think Roman could be in for a screw job because of what you brought to my attention.
Mm-hmm.
When he said you're going to lose, pointing at Roman Reigns, talking about Cody Rhodes. I think that's going to be something that's going to come into play later on down the line, and like I said, which can set up Roman versus Rock next year, which you have a year built, which I'm cool with. But another thing that's worrying me though is that The Rock is making Roman Reigns feel like little brother right now. Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
So with him making him feel like little brother right now, I'm like, okay, this could be kind of dangerous, because Roman Reigns was your top heel for 3 years with that championship, and now it's kind of like you're demoting him because The Rock is here. You want to kind of keep Roman strong, and like Roman has been the sidekick ever since The Rock came back. He's still your champion. He's still your top heel. He's still your tribal chief. You still want to kind of let him be able to stand on his own 2 feet a little bit. And also, the promo that The Rock was cutting wasn't making sense.
Take your time.
Thanks, Pastor. Okay, so he was saying that, hey, Cody had his shot, he lost. You think you just come back and get another shot? That's not how sports works. I'm like, Dwayne, that's how the Royal Rumble works. If you win the Rumble, you get a shot.
You win the main event.
Exactly. Cody lost. He took his ball. He went and got better. He didn't bother Roman for a year, even though he got screwed. He didn't bother Roman for a year, and then he comes and wins the Royal Rumble, and then he gets his title shot. That's how it works. So
exactly.
And I was like, okay, I understand we all happy to see, heel Rock, but I'm like, that promo wasn't kicking. It wasn't making sense to me. And I was like, okay, so with this promo not making sense, we're not gonna get no explanation of why Cody gave up his shot in the first place. So I guess we just got a amnesia, forgot that even happened. But there are some things I was like, okay, we're getting a little confusion here of why is it supposed to be a thing? Like Cody just lost and now he just wants to get a rematch. I was like, okay, that just not making a little sense to me. So when The Rock came back, like, how did you feel about it? The Hollywood Rock, that came back.
Hollywood
was
Rock?
not fully there, but I'm just saying. But it's good to see heel Rock and join the bloodline.
I like heel Rock. You know what I mean? it's definitely a swerve coming, but I'm here for it for now. You know what I mean? I like when Rock is all douchebaggy and trailer park trash. Shut your faces. Like, I like when he get all like that, man.
So do I. And I think it's good for Mania and the business because, see, now people are like genuinely curious of what's going on. Now, another thing is he didn't address Triple H because Triple H called him out and says, used his catchphrases on last week's Smackdown. So we didn't get a face-to-face with him and Triple H or nothing at all. We just got basic confirmation that, hey, he's joined the bloodline. And I was like, I need a little bit more. I understand you gotta let it cook. Triple H, you gotta let it cook. But I'm like, okay, but I was kind of hoping because Roman and Rock ain't gonna be there every week. So I'm just kind of saying like, how long we gotta wait for this? But they did say that Seth and Cody gonna be on the Grayson Waller effect for Elimination Chamber. So who knows what can happen?
We'll see.
Who knows what can happen? So it's like, yeah, it's good to see heel Rock back. I don't know why he pointed his finger like that, with the L out, making the whole loser thing. I said, I don't know. Everybody playing out talking about, why his finger point out like that? I said, I don't know. I got to talk to the bloodline member myself. I got to talk to Q for like, yo, bro, I ain't teach the Rock how to do it right.
No, man, it's because he did that on purpose.
It's just, it's just the subtle things he was saying with Roman Reigns in there. I mean, hell, if Roman keeps using Solo to screw him over, he gonna need somebody to screw. And the only person that can screw over Roman is family, which would be The Rock. And I'm like, I can be here for it. Then if the fans get Cody to win the championship and have The Rock screw over Roman, The Rock is already now back to the babyface scene, and you build that shit up for next year. You build that sumbitch up for next year. I'm just saying. But good to have Hollywood Rock back.